Alright, what's up guys, welcome back to another Grand Cross video, and can I just say thank you everyone who's been watching and subscribing. We just hit 5.3k subs, and if you're new, especially for Grand Cross, the last two videos did exceptionally well, and rightfully so, right? It's a topic that everyone kind of wants to talk about, which is the jukebox videos. 10k in like 2 days is quite mad. Anyway, yeah, firstly, if you're new, definitely do subscribe. We're doing Grand Cross content every single day. And was it going to upload today? I was going to take a day off, but I think, especially with the Gamescom, I was watching that, I was kind of thinking, should I upload? And then I was like, okay, you know what, I've kind of got some energy now, so why not? Anyway, what we're going to be talking today, and you probably saw by the thumbnail and title, is what's coming next month. And I think now, I think I might have missed last month. I might have forgot to do it, because the Attack on Titan stuff that came out, I was kind of busy with that. But yeah, so now we kind of have a little certain pattern, right? We have new PvP rules that I got added to the game, and they seem to be always making it so it affects the newest character that comes out. And you know, firstly, we all know who's coming on the 1st of September, which is going to be Lost Vein. So we might as well, you know what, might as well jump into it. So yeah, I don't know, actually we have 5 dates. So we have the 1st, 8th, 15th, 22nd, and 29th. So 5 banners coming out next month, and this will be during the 6-month anniversary. So kicking off the 1st of September, it's obvious we got Lost Vein Meliodas, who's already been kind of confirmed, since we do have the Arthur banner leading up to him. So, and just, yeah, come on lads, it's confirmed at this point, right? But yeah, why is he almost confirmed? Well, because we have a PvP rule. Now, they have weekly buffs, so you can see on screen now all of them. And we're going to be using this as our base to pretty much try and predict who's coming out pretty soon. So obviously, the first one, increase crit chance by 20% per hero skill used. Basically, if you don't know, I'm sure you do, Lost Vein, if you crit him at any point in the battle, he will upgrade his cards to silver or gold, depending on times you do it, right? And that's broken, right? So the weekly buff is to make you crit Meliodas, so he upgrades his passive and keeps on doing bad damage. So yeah, that's the whole point, right? To make him OP during that week. Granted, he's going to be OP forever, but still. So yeah, that's how we're going to base it off, right? So pretty much whatever the weekly rule is, we're kind of going to base the character off that. So yeah, here are the weekly buffs. So the next one, so bear in mind that's the week 1, so we're going to get Lost Vein. Now, this is tough, right? Because it is still part of the 2nd or 6-month anniversary. So the next one, bear in mind, it could be just anything. They don't really have to do anything special. This next one is fill the ultimate gauge by 1 orb every time a debuff is applied during the enemy's turn. So this means if you get debuffed or if you debuff someone, you will get 1 orb. And if it's like an AoE corrosion, I think for Meliodas, he will give everyone 1 orb, and that's quite good, right? It's you don't want to debuff during this this stage, so it makes sense, right, for the person to come out not to do any debuffs, because obviously you want to make it a character special that week. You want to be using characters who don't debuff, so you don't actually get well, you won't be getting them any orbs. So I predict not the best one, because it is right after the 6-month anniversary. Not the hypest banner, but bear in mind, everyone is going to be spending on Lost Vein, so it's kind of good to release a filler week, a not important week. I'm going to go with Fat King. Now, I'm not sure, because I never played JP, whether if this guy does come out by himself, but what Fat King does and why I'm picking him is, if you look at his skills, he does AoE attacks and fills ultimate gauge by 1. No debuffs. His next one is Rejuvenate, which is a buff, not a debuff, for all his allies, which is, I mean, he's kind of a rubbish card or character, but it is what it is. But I think the main one here is to maybe, I think I might be stretching it, but I just all I can think of, because this guy is supposed to come out a while ago, even like, yeah, he's supposed to come out a few updates ago. Like, if we look at this timeline here, he did release during the Valenti and, like, Blue Merlin, Zeldris, Arden, Nunchuk, Bar, and Diane. You can see here, right, that's where he's supposed to come out. So, you know, quite early in the game. Literally right after Demon Meliodas and Blue Lilia. So, he's supposed to be out by now, but he's not. So, eventually they got to release him. I think people were predicting he might just come in a Hawk Pass, because he's quite a bad character, and you know, it's good. It's kind of good to sell trash characters, like what they did with Zeldris, select a trash character in the Hawk Pass instead of making its actual own banner, and just add it into normal pools afterwards. So yeah, that's my prediction. And why? Well, he has a passive, right, that removes all debuffs at the start of every turn. So I can just this is why I'm saying it, right. So if he gets debuffed during that point, he'll get debuffed, he'll get an orb, and then his passive will kick in, which will then remove the actual debuff. You know, not far off, but then again, this could be anyone, right? And there are a few characters, like I still think we have to get somewhat of an original character this month, because we haven't got one in a while. So I think we're due for one right now. Yeah, for the 8th of September, I'm going to say it's going to be Fat King. So yeah, Mediolus, then Fat King. And the next one, so week 3, is cannot use recovery skills. So this one, I feel like it's safe to say it's going to be a commandment. Commandments basically have commandments, right, that just do debuffs. And one character who's, once again, is kind of overdue to come at this point is Gloxinia. So this one's a bit of a tricky one still, because once again, there's 2 Gloxinias. The Elite Demon, which is the red one, and then also the green one. And I'm not really sure which is better, but the green one does have recovery skill. So if he does get released during this time, it might be a bit tough, because yeah, you can't use his recovery skill during that time. But there is a blue one, and the reason why I'm saying this person is because he's the last commandment to be added that should have been out already. So his passive, or his commandment, which is allies and enemies who use 2 or more skills in a single turn will have their attack related stats reduced by 30%. This effect only activates when Gloxinia joins the battle. This effect will not take place if the second skill is used in PvP. Before the second skill. Okay, yeah, that makes sense, right? But yeah, this one, it's a commandment. And if someone uses 2 skills, which, you know, it's kind of likely a lot of people do use 2 skills in PvP, you won't be able to remove that. And it doesn't say how long it activates. I'd assume it's like 2 turns, but you pretty much, yeah, if you get that debuff, that's a big L, and you literally can't purify, you can't remove debuffs, because the weekly challenge is literally, you can't use recovery skills. Now, granted, this could be for anyone, like Lilia right now is obviously still meta. King, see a lot of Kings now since he's in the coin shop, so King once again will be unusable. I can see Hellbrim and Demlot being quite powerful, or Kingbrim, just during this week, because there's no recovery skills. Overall, it's going to be quite a nutty time, but I feel like the green Gloxinia might work a bit well, because he does do attack disable as well. So literally you can't attack him, and he also does bleed. So this guy is applying a lot of debuffs right during this turn that you can't purify, and it makes sense to do it this one. Okay, and lastly, for the weekly challenges, so this one is kind of safe to say who it's going to be. Increased crit damage by 70%. I think even Darkskin said who it was. It's obviously probably going to be. It's going to be Zeldris. So the reason why I'm saying Zeldris is because blue Zeldris, by the way, it's a sort of counter to, is it? Type advantage counter to Lost Vein, so it would be kind of good to use him during this time. His whole gimmick is crit stuff. His normal card has spikes, so 2 times crit damage. His ultimate spike, 2 times crit damage. He has Despair, so when he hits a crit, he's going to get his health back, like Levi. And then also his actual passive, or unique, is increased crit damage by 30% every time an ultimate is removed, up to 3 times. So this guy is literally pure crit. And if the crit chance or crit damage is times 70 during that week, he's going to be doing so much damage. So yeah, I think it's safe to say for like the confirmed stuff, on the first, we're definitely going to get Lost Vein Meliodas. Then the second, I'm going to go out and say Fat King. The 15th, we're going to get probably Gloxinia. And then the 22nd, which would be week 3, or actually no, it's week 4, they just haven't changed it. Week 4 PvP, we're going to get Zeldris, and also red Zeldris, his passive is increased basic stats of all allies by 6% for every ally and enemy possessing a commandment. So you want to use a full commandment team with him, right? And why would you release him if every commandment isn't out yet? So that's why I'm kind of leading towards Gloxinia being released a week before him, and I think I feel confident with Gloxinia. So I think Gloxinia and then Zeldris is very possible, and still quite hyped during the 6-month period, I guess. But then we have one more banner left, and I think this one's kind of up in the airs, because it very well could be anyone, right? We are missing a few people. Like, we still can get like the movie characters, so we get Bellion and Alette, but that's... I don't know when they're going to release them, guys. I'm not even sure. Okay, so for the last banner, so the 29th, like I said, I think we're overdue for an actual 7 disaster character, or just known as the original characters. So on Japan, I think they released together, so it was Mono and Eastern, which released, I think, alongside a Hawk Pass, and we very well could get this. I'm not sure. Mono, which is a character that kind of just deals with poison, shock, and like just a lot of damage if the person is bleeding or poisoned or shocked, and she does poison, so she very well could be released during week 3, since you can't use recovery skills. So it'd be good to use her during PvP, since you're going to be using poison and just doing a lot of damage, so she could be released during that time. But I think since more evidence is kind of going towards them not coming. They very well, I think they were just added to the actual files recently, actually. So I think they could come to end of the month, which, I mean, once again, we haven't gotten an actual original character for the longest time now. I think what the last one was Lilia, which is like, what, the 100-day anniversary, which we're now on like 6 months. So I think it's time to have another one. But yeah, I think that about wraps up today's video. I'm not sure how long it's going to be. Edit it down. I kind of just stalled on for a bit. But here's my prediction. So first month or first week, kind of confirmed. Lost Fame Medios in the first. Second week, on the 8th, I think we're going to get Fat King. I think it's just, we just need to get him pretty soon. But also a good time to release him during after Lost Vein, because no one's going to be pulling for him, so it's kind of good to release him when no one has any diamonds left, pretty much. Then the 15th, we got cannot use recovery skills. I think we're going to get Gloxinia, who specializes in doing debuffs and pretty much stopping people from attacking, and also doing debuffs, like lowering their attack. So he might be good for that time. Granted, the other version might not be good, because one of them has a recovery skill. At the end of week 4, we're going to get increased crit damage, which I think is very, very safe to say. We're going to get Zeldris, because his whole gimmick is just doing tons of crit damage, and it's going to be nasty to see him in PvP. And then since, once again, the week 5 during the month is there's no PvP rule, they could release anyone, so why not just release one of the actual original characters, because it is time that we get some original characters. Plus, once again, if you kind of save from Lost Vein to the original characters, you should have enough to pull both of them, I'm pretty sure, because they always are guaranteed around 250, 240, so it should be fine to pull them afterwards if you are saving. But yeah, that's going to wrap up today's video. Let me know if you play JP, or if any of these rules ring a bell for when a character did release, because I know definitely did with Lost Vein. Let me know, because I never played JP. But yeah, that's all from me today, guys. If you did enjoy the video, please like and subscribe, and peace.